No doubt. And that wasn't even the biggest signing, I think, because the Browns ended up landing reportedly former Vikings defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson for 4 years, 57 million, 27.5 million guaranteed. And that brings a big presence to the Browns defensive line in terms of the, I mean, it's a very, this is the one where I'm like, this is a very, very good signing
Yep.
to bolster a defense that, you know, at times could rush the or rush the quarterback last season, but it would be good to be able to put more pressure on guys to ensure the Browns defense can really lock down on opposing teams.
And the big thing here, Mitch, is this is a guy that's already played both the 4-3 and the 3-4. What Jim Schwartz is going to do here in Cleveland with the personnel we have has yet to really be seen. Obviously, he can say all he wants, but this is a guy that clogs the lanes up the middle. He is a very big defensive lineman, 325 pounds. I believe that's 35, at least 35 pounds heavier than anybody in the Browns defensive line room, which we said the biggest issue was those guys got pushed around all the time. So to get a guy this magnitude now, and maybe if they're the 4-3, he's going to be next to Okoronkwo. All of a sudden, this is looking like a promising defensive line. That's why I still think the Browns are going to make one more move. We know that Hargraves, I think, was the number one target, but the Niners shelled out a ton of money for him.
Yep.
We know Draymond Jones, the former Denver Bronco, the St. Ignatius product, and Ohio State grad. You know, could we bring him home? That would have been a nice signing. He went to Seattle. Fletcher Cox is still out there. We've been hearing all these rumblings and rumors that a lot of these Eagles want to come play for Jim Schwartz because they loved what he did in his time in Philly. Mitch, if they get Fletcher Cox, this defensive line is not only improved, but smarter because of the veteran leadership between Tomlinson and then potentially someone like Fletcher Cox. But they don't need a Fletcher Cox. They just need to get somebody else. And all of a sudden, your line has went from one of the worst defensive lines in the NFL in just terms of interior play to a very respectable defensive line with Myles Garrett on one side. And by doing that, you allow your corners that I think we have a lot of trust in Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Martin Emerson, the first three to come to mind. You're going to allow them to potentially have more of an impact on the game. I mean, Greg Newsome didn't have an interception last year. Now he says it's because he was out of place, you know, whether it was the slot or whatever it may be. Addressing this, I think, was the biggest needs for the Browns. So far, they've done it. I can't wait to see because I still think there's one more move they're going to make. I think they have to.